Okay, now we're back. So we just mentioned the Marshals and move on now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something quick about the Marshall team. You know, you look at them as hotheads and fighters and they bicker and all that. I'll tell you, I never saw guys love each other so much. The truth, they pull for each other. You know, a guy makes a bad ass, so they yell at him, but the person that's getting yelled at knows that the person loves them. You know what I mean?
I gotta say, you spoke more highly about the Marshals in one game that you played with them than you did about your own team all year.
It's true. I'm telling you, these guys are so close, and they're so like for each other and pulling for each other. You know, they're hot-headed guys, but all of them are on the same like level of the hot-headedness.
Well, the reason Saban catches some of the games is so Dash could get in the game and play first base.
I'm telling you. So you gotta. This is my message to the league after just being within the Marshals for a game. Watch out for this team because if Ali continues to pitch like this, they didn't score a lot of runs off of Moses, but they have a lot of hitting. You know, they're a team to beat. I think.
We should also mention, not to be outdone, Jason Marshall. I actually witnessed it with my own eyes. He is a legitimate second baseman.
He made every single play at second base.
Yeah, so he's at second, and David Azer at short. Their defense got so much better, you know, after the beginning of the year. So
Saban made great plays.
Well, going into the year, that's what we said was going to be their problem, the defense. So they found Jason Marshall, put him at second.
Yeah,
I don't even think he knew he could play that well at second.
You know,
and
unfortunately, it was at our good friend Dash's expense. And,
yes.
But you know, those are the breaks of the game. But you know, the defense is much more solid. And if they keep it together mentally, I would really say they can beat Yadi, they can beat Azer with their lineup. So you know, they're a team that's feared the rest of the way. So now let's go talk about Game 3. We should mention this week we are changing venues due to you know the high demand for tickets. Memorial could not satisfy our need in the parking situation, so we negotiated with Fireman's Field, you know, the 52,000 you know, allotment of tickets. So we're good there. We're going to be playing there and Joe Palea Park, one matchup. So
special start time.
Yeah, special start time. Father's Day special because. You know, we don't want the traffic is going to be backed up. The Ocean Township Police have asked us to start a little early, so we're going to be starting an hour earlier. So make sure you're on the road by 6 so you can get to the game.
So Game 3 start time is 9 a.m.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, 1 hour earlier than normal. So now,
Red doesn't have a job in the morning.
Oh, he's going to have to.
He doesn't have a job.
Either send his brother or you know, do something else, but. So now we have you know, let's start talking about predictions. Norman, we already know yours, but
what do you think? What do you think?
I think it's going to be Maurice's pieces. No disrespect to the Situation team. They beat us twice in the regular season, and we split in the playoffs. They're a good team, but I think the edge goes to Maurice's pieces, and I would say that even if I wasn't on the team. I think the pieces get this done.
I think that when you're the underdog, you're almost playing like with house money. There's a lot of pressure on the favorite team to win it out, especially with people watching, especially with everyone sort of rooting against you because they like the underdog to win. Because of that situation, I'm picking the situation.
Wow.
To win that game, I think there's a lot of, if Jeffrey Sackett throws one pitch up over the fence or low or gets anything going on where he gets a little, they're going to be all over him.
Considering your track record with predictions this
I don't
year,
know. I picked the Marshals to sweep and they swept.
Maurice Pieces fans all over the globe are cheering right now.
Maybe. Yes. Well, we will see. We will see. But I think it's. I'm picking the situation.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I think number one, it's going to be a classic game, down to the wire, no doubt about it. It's. But I think the Situation dodged a major bullet, and they know it, and they're on cloud 9. And I think the pressure is on the pieces because they really didn't expect to be a Game 3.
For sure.
And they know nobody's rooting for them, and so I think I'm going with the Situation, and Red, with his experience, is going to eke out a victory.
This I hadn't noticed this nobody rooting for us thing until now. I didn't know nobody was rooting for us.
Well, did you notice while your game was going on, everybody who was walking to Memorial continued walking to the next field?
Yes, I did notice that. Yeah.
So, Did you notice the shuttle that was taking the crowds over there? I mean, there was
an express train that didn't stop at Memorial Line.
Exactly. So if that should say something, and
it's us against the world.
It's us, but it is. You might need that mentality, and
right?
But Maurice Haber's used to that. It's he's never been a crowd favorite, so he's. And now you got an interesting situation to think about is who's going to replace Jordi Rumeld.
Right. I don't know if a decision has been made yet. We were talking about Maurice's son, Abraham, as a possibility. If we did that, we would move Ike Norwood to play third and shuffle a bunch of pieces around. We were also talking about some other players, possibly some power hitters. But I would say the smart money is on Abraham Haber to join our team if he's available and if he wants to become a Reese's piece.
Yeah, I actually called Maurice yesterday.
Yeah.
And I told him I think that, I know he played for me, Abraham. So I said, the kid was great, batted over 600, and I think you should definitely consider taking him for sure. And, not to worry that, you're his father, so if you take him, maybe someone's going to look at you and say, you took him because it's your son, because he deserves to be taken regardless of being his son or not. You know what I mean? The only
now, Bob, just to mention, sorry to interrupt you, just to mention these things of replacements, my personal opinion for going forward in the off season when we have the winter meetings and the owners meetings and whatnot, I think that sometimes injuries are a part of the game, and if people can't show up, that's a part of the game. I think in the future, no replacements at all. And if you know...
Here.
What if you have 7 guys?
So if you have 7 guys and you don't field the team, then you can't play. If you have 9 guys, you play with 9. I mean, if you know Stevie Azer can only pitch 6 games, then you draft him knowing that. And if you know that Jordi Rumeld is going to LA in the playoff time, then draft him knowing that. Maybe he's not a second round pick. Maybe, do your research before the draft. Cut all the BS out of this. And
you're 100% right, and we
benefited from it also because A.B. Hittery left and Jordan Lee, so we're getting replacements also. Everybody is.
But there's no need for it. And this league's been around for 35 years, and they all tell me there was no such thing as a replacement. And guys did what they had to do. Guys have flown back from Europe early for a game. They'd send guys to pick guys up. There was never any replacements, and
it's not the same. If
you miss games?
No, I don't miss games. But let's say you got a winning hit there. Not to focus on you, but 100%. You weren't part of that team the whole year. Now you're going to win the thing. You're going to win the World Series for them.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
It's not. You don't feel like you're really part of that team. But not only that, it gives other guys a chance to step up and pick up and make a guy who's maybe got 20 at-bats the whole year to become a hero in the playoffs. And,
I was watching the game when Gabe Aders, 12th round pick, got the game-winning hit of the World Series.
Yes, right field line.
Or Francisco Cabrera, the Braves, scoring Sid Bream. Or, you play with a roster of 12, 13 guys, and other guys could step up.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue that's going to have to be addressed because it's getting out of hand, and all of a sudden everybody's invincible. Replacement for Ira Schulman. I mean, the guy showed up to 4 games this year, and so that's going to be addressed in the winter meetings in Orlando this year.
Which we will be broadcasting live from this year.
Yes, we will. And so, among other issues, and it's definitely high on the list of what's going to happen.
I'd also like to remind our viewers to please send in your MVP votes and Gold Glove votes, because a lot of them are in, but there are still a few slackers that are missing.
A lot of people I've been hearing from are trying to vote for their teammates, and if you vote for your teammate, your entire ballot gets thrown out.
Yes.
So please do not vote for your teammate. Also, I've been hearing on the street a lot of people surprised that nobody from the first 3 teams nominated at all. I didn't realize that during the press conference, and a lot of people.
Is that a fact?
I think it might. Is it a fact or no? Someone told me
Joe Chira was nominated from the
late add-on.
Okay, and Morris Shama seems to be the biggest. I don't know what his numbers are, but that seems to be the name I've heard the most. How could Morris not be an MVP candidate? So, but that's part of voting.
The game, So we can. He's won enough of them. He can't. His name can't be on the ballot every year. And there's a lot of worthy candidates this year. You got to draw the line somewhere. But that's going to be it for our show, our first playoff week. And next week we're going to have interesting matchups. which we don't know yet. We just know Game 3, and we don't know the seedings for the rest of the series, but we'll talk about that.